morning, Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you're so very welcome indeed. Are we living for the fit? Are we living for the beat? Maybe the lip is a little too bright, so let me just dim it out a bit. You know, I don't want to be too bright, Yum, 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 yum. That's it, that kind of works. And then I got the hair in a bun today because the outfit is a lot. Baby! This, my darling, is Paco Rabanne in collaboration with none other than H&M. We are going to come very, very soon with the entire collection, with all the pieces that I got. But I just loved this. I absolutely lived for it. Let me turn it around so that you can see the seats. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, baby. It is what it is. Are we living and loving, my darlings? It's very soft and it's a wool. So it's not stiff in any way. I could have pulled it up to the neck, but I just said, let me open it up, wear like a nice skinny necklace and give it some kind of zhazh. Puff Daddy is being faded out by Macy's after 20 years of having his brand up in there. On top of which, Javier, let me just get his last name because we want it to be correct. Javier Pierre, who was the former president of Bad Boy, is being sued also for sexual harassment. Everybody is coming out in the woodwork. I said it in the last episode, and this is going to be a trend when I cover these kind of topics. Thank you very much, Cassie Ventura. Congratulations. Thank you very much. She has opened the floodgates for all of this. And I'm here for it because you know what? It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming, and the behavior that was going on is absolutely unacceptable. I just cannot get out of my head these freak-offs. And you know, when I say that, it's because I know that Puff was not the only one. The people were around and saw this too. That nobody helped this girl. Nobody helped her. And there were others that were involved. There were other girls that were treated like this. You know, it's so ironic to me. It's just ironic to me in the sense that whatever influence I have, it's because I want to help people. I don't want to bully anybody. I don't want them to feel any kind of way. Under me, no. I've had nannies since Adrian was born that have been here for 3, 4, 5 years. Ever since. And I like to believe it's because they're happy here. If they come to me and say, for me, I was treated a certain way from this person, that person, I am first in line. That you really abused your power to abuse people. How could you not think that the day of reckoning would come? I've said it in the last video, I'm going to say it here. Life has a way of self-correcting itself and us. It has a way. And we see it every day, but we don't really put a lot of attention to it. You can't do bad in the world and not expect that you will repay for those sins. You can't expect to do all of those things and think that you would just live this life and get away with it. And as human beings, I have a funny feeling that we do think we can get away with it because it goes on for a much longer time than the corporate expects. You're like, oh my God, I can get away with it. Oh my God, I can get away with it. Oh my God, I'm getting away with it. Oh my God, this is fabulous. Because life wants you to really hang yourself by the noose so that you are unable to claim any kind of innocence. That's what it does. Always do good, even when no one's looking. And if you think that you're doing bad and no one saw you, you're sadly mistaken. And so here we have Javier Pierre, the former bad boy president and label, hit with sexual assault, negligence lawsuit after the Diddy settlement. Remember, I talked about this. The settlement was a terrible thing. But again, like I said, Diddy had no choice, because what Cassie would have exposed was so much more than what she told us. And what she told us, I'm happy that as bad as it was, this culture just did not think that that was acceptable. Because you see, in their world, it was acceptable to the point that nobody really saw anything wrong with it. But you see, things have changed over time. Cassie was with Puffy for 13 years before she moved on to have her beautiful children with her now husband. And the culture has changed. That just can't be tolerated. You can't treat anybody like that. If you even treat animals like that, you would be written all the way up. And so what's happened? Now it's payday. And the floodgates are opened. And if you have done anything even similar to what Puffy has been doing, your time is coming up. In fact, your time is up. How about that? It just occurred to me that Puffy really thinks that he's a Don, or Puffy really thought that he was a Don. He must have thought that he really was in the movies and he can do whatever he wants to do and say whatever he wants to do because he was surrounded by yes men. And that's what happens when you attain some kind of level of success. You have yes people around you because they want to be close to the magic. That's what they think, to that stardust. Let me be close to Puffy. Let it rub off on me. Let me be his yes man. Let me do everything and anything he says. And so I'm not surprised about Javier and the likes. If Puffy was doing it all the way back, of course, his homeboys were doing it. Of course. Diddy's clothing brand, Sean John. And I remember when it came out. It is being phased out of Macy's after a 2-decade partnership. You're absolutely right. Who has time for all of that? You stepped on too many toes. And the toes that you also stepped on that supported you and did not know of this, they have children. They have families. They have scruples. They have ethics that does not align with this kind of heart mess. Diddy's clothing brand, Sean John, will no longer be carried in Macy's, with an insider connected to the retail giant telling Radar Online exclusively that the rapper's label won't be available on the department store's website effective this month. As part of the ongoing review of our brand's portfolio, the Sean John collection has started to phase out of the assortment since early fall 2023, a well-connected source told Radar Online on Wednesday. Additionally, after settling rape and abuse allegations with the singer Cassie last week, Sean John Diddy Combs is facing growing scrutiny in the midst of his push to refresh and expand a business portfolio he spent decades cultivating. In a letter filed with a New York court Friday, the London-based spirit maker Diageo cited the accusations to bolster its months-long effort to prevent Combs from serving as the face of the De Leon Tequilla, which he ran in a joint venture with it for a decade. It's part of the reason why he was in London last week with Naomi and Janet Jackson. Well, those two, they jetted off as soon as Cassie came out with her announcement. That's all I can say. It was an announcement and everybody started looking real crazy. Like I said, to settle is a terrible thing if you are innocent. You can give your children everything as we want to, as we desire. Let them have a better life than us. Let them have bigger, better opportunities than us. Let them be greater than us. And Puffy can give them all of that. But it will no longer mean anything because he has given them a bad name that they are now going to be forced to carry. They have to deal with this. They have to deal with their father having this reputation. And they're going to have to carry it. That is the legacy that he has ended up leaving behind. Because you want to have freak-offs. Because you really think that you're a bad boy for life. Well, here you are. You really are bad boy for life. And your children will have to live with that. Kim Porter was coming out with a book. Did you know that? Yeah. And did you know, I heard from sources, allegedly, that towards the end of Kim's life, unbeknownst to all of us, she and Cassie got together. And it really hurt Cassie that Kim passed away untimely. That's all I'm going to say for now. But Cassie had every reason and intention of finishing what Kim had started. Do I think that Kim was sent out unexpectedly? I don't know. But the more and more I look at Puffy, the more and more I see how he just thought that he was some kind of Don. And he really had this God complex that nothing could touch him. No one could touch him. I don't know. But Cassie had every intention of finishing it off. Cassie was the winner here. She waited. She took her time. She took care of business. They didn't have to go to any kind of trial. It wasn't necessary. Just putting out what she did was enough for us to look at him and the entire industry side-eye. There's nothing now that can stop this because it's a shift. I don't know whether you've noticed. It really is a shift. And it's going to keep going on and on and on. Puffy's brand, it is disappearing now before our eyes. Nobody going to touch it. Do you guys remember Fontsworth Bentley? I just saw a picture of him the other day and I was saying to myself, I wonder the kind of stories that he could tell us. But I remember that time, and that time was so fabulous. Well, I'm positive that he has one or two things that he can tell us. And I will keep up with the updates, my darlings. I'll keep up letting you know what is going on. But the bad boy entertainment is going all the way down. Like I've said many times, do not idolize celebrities. Don't idolize influencers. Don't idolize YouTubers. It's a job. And behind that job, especially in this kind of industry, there's a lot of editing. There's a lot of magic done. There's a lot of illusion that really does not exist. If you like an actor, like him for his work. But they're not changing the world. Love, respect, and really uphold firemen. Uphold your teachers. Uphold doctors. Uphold those that look for medicines to cure cancer. Those are heroes, not celebrities. Doesn't make sense. What do they do exactly apart from entertainers? Look up to your parents that are raising you, that step up and repeat every single day and take care of you and go and pick you up from school. The school pickup, not a joke. Not a joke. That 3 o'clock, I gotta be there. Celebrities don't. When you look up to them, they think they can do anything. And that's the worst of it. You look up to them, they don't look down to you with appreciation. That's the worst of it. They don't. They look to you and they're like, oh my God, she loves me. She thinks I'm this. They love the adoration and the praise. And some of them love it a little too much. And it becomes addictive and aphrodisiac. And they think that they are God. They begin to get that God complex. But like I said, life has a way of self-correcting. And nobody gets away with anything, really. Nobody does. And I think we as human beings, we kind of sort of know. Because I know Puffy sitting down there with his head in his hands. He's like, this is because of what I did. This is because of what I did to A, B, and C. This is what I did to da. Only you know. Nobody else knows. It happens. I've said this story, I'll just say real quick. Somebody did me wrong. I was innocent. Couple of years later, something happened to that individual. I had nothing to do with it. It was my business. I was moving on with my life. She searched for me high and low. She felt that she needed to apologize to me, to lift off whatever curse she felt on her, and she was unable to move forward ever since. I had the nickname White Witch. I'm not a witch. I'm good people. I got a good heart. I got a big heart. And I'm a very loving, decent individual. I praise myself of this. And if you do me wrong, I leave it. The universe will self-correct. And I believe that's what's happening here and now. The entertainment is self-correcting. And it is open out here for all of us to watch. Don't forget, my darlings, to like, to subscribe, to hit the notification button, to also give me some super thanks. I keep on forgetting about it. Super thanks would be appreciated. And I will see you, my darlings, sooner than later. I hope you are enjoying a happy Thanksgiving. Let us be grateful. At a time like this, let us be grateful. Around this time was when Kim Porter passed away. This is actually her anniversary. And in many ways, I feel as if she's very much alive. It's ironic that all of this is going on during her anniversary. She passed away just after Halloween. I remember this because Adrian had just been born in 2018. So it's 5 years and counting now. And justice will prevail. Justice will prevail. All of my love, my darlings. And I will see you sooner than later.